Hey folks, this ioEther back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is JJ Barrow in his VK101P. This is a tier 8 heavy tank, and it's a tier 8 map. Wow, me and fuddling this up. I'm just gonna go with this one. I don't care anymore. This is a tier 8 game on Siegfried Line. This is like the third time I've tried this start, by the way, because I just keep forgetting things, and I don't care anymore. We're not doing that anymore. We're gonna pause this right here for a second because that is a great look. Anyway, so this is the German tier 8 heavy tank that leads up to the Moss. It used to be, I want to say it used to be like the VKA, 4501A maybe. I don't remember. It used to be something incredibly weird. It used to lead up to the Moss, or Mouse, as you may or may, or whatever you prefer to call it. And so now they have swapped, well, a while ago they swapped it out for this thing. And so now this is what it leads up to the Mouse. And so it's a beautiful tank. So how to kill it? Because, of course, anyone who's ever fought against this thing, especially when it's in this position, and it is side scraping like a boss, wants to know how to kill this thing. So while I'm talking, I've totally flipped over, and we're just gonna pop right in to this is what it looks like in its armor profile. So as you can see, these are almost 300 a piece, and actually it gets quite bad back there. So you want to shoot closer to the front on the side if you want to, but really it's still going to have a hard time penning it because of these numbers. Front turret is the same. Unless you hit it dead on right beside the gun where it's still flat, you're likely to just bounce. However, this turret ring directly underneath the gun is about 235 all the way across. So you got a big target there. I say big, but still pretty small target. This is probably the best target to be shooting at, though, for the VK, especially if you're in close with it, and you can just aim your gun slightly below its gun and fire. Say you're face hugging it with another tier 8 heavy tank. That's where you want to be shooting. If you don't have, a high pen gun, you probably want to use some gold there. But it's up to you. You can also pen its turret, or a commander's cupola, but again, this thing's rounded, so the closer you get to off center, there's the horribly higher these numbers go. And other than that, the lower glacis is going to be a spot, but of course, because of the way this thing's angled, the lower glacis at this point is still going to be hard to pen unless you're using some gold. Straight on, it's quite easy, and you should be able to go through it no problem. If you manage to get this flank on this thing, this is where you want to shoot. Do not shoot this lower skirt. It is spaced armor. Spaced armor tracks in that hole. You're not going to go through. It's not worth it. Shoot the upper side. And don't even risk it on the turret, because this thing is so sloped and so rounded that it's just, you're more likely to ricochet off than anything. Just shoot this part of the hole. You'll go through. 130 millimeters of armor, you're fine at tier 8, right? Even at tier 6, you're probably fine. So this is how you want to kill this thing. We're going to flip back over to the actual game. If I just do that, then we'll roll back in. We're going to hit the unpause button, and we're going to get this thing going. So, before we get into the game proper, I do want to say a tiny bit about everything. So there's still the contest going on. If I don't get a submission by this Sunday, then I think I'm going to change the whole way the thing works. And one of the videos next week may just be a giveaway video. And I'm just going to figure out how to I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. But I want the $15 on my wallet. So somebody's gonna win, whether you want to or not. Yeah, so the contest is still running. If you want a good chance to win, then send me a completed card by Sunday. If you don't want a good chance to win, but you just want a chance to win, then look for a video next week. Assuming I don't get somebody sending me a completed card by Sunday. Patreon campaign still going on for having my leg waxed or my eyebrows waxed, causing me pain. So yeah, be involved in that if you want to. And other than that, I think that is all the channel news, and we're just going to get into the game. So far he found a nice shot at the T-34, who was surprisingly just out in the open. And so now this IS is in exactly the same location. Or not same location, but it's relative circumstances are exactly the same. Just sitting out in the open, waiting to get shot. Now, I understand that normally on the Siegfried line, the side of these houses, or buildings, whatever they are, is actually really safe because your opponent is on the other side of the map. And so, unless they are literally right next to you, this is a really safe spot. And so most people develop the sense that if you're close to the building, you're safe. Especially if you're close to one of the long sides of the building, you're safe. And they just seem to be acting as if that's still true, even though we're attacking from a completely different direction. And now those spots are no longer safe. Right? Sitting next to the side of the building only gets you shot because there's nothing else. I mean, you're not in cover. But people still seem to be doing it. The other thing I wanted to call your attention to, the reason why this is a Friday video, by the way, is this should be a pretty great video, and not a single gold round will be spent this entire game. He's not carrying any. So, you want an example to follow? This is going to be an example to follow. If you don't want to ever be spamming gold, then do what this guy is going to do. JJ is going to show us the way without gold. Now, this is going to be really hard for him to do because, of course, he can't overmatch. Never mind. He can't just hit a button and pen things that he can't otherwise pen. He's going to actually have to aim at weak spots and hit people when they're not paying attention or when they're in the open. Nope, he doesn't take that shot on the Jackson, and I'm actually really glad he doesn't because of the fact that there was very little chance of not hitting the gun mantle and going through. And then shot on the T-34, again, with no gold, he does have to make sure he doesn't hit anything except for somewhere he can actually pen. Unfortunately, though, he aimed a little high and bounced that off the top, or the upper glacis of T-34, but then he gets the side of a turret and just goes straight through. Now, he's trying to ram the T-34. I don't know if that's because he's trying to keep the guy's tracks off, or because he's trying to ram him to death. I'm going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he's trying to ram the guy's tracks off. I'm also going to go ahead and give Archery the benefit of the doubt and assume he was not trying to kill us. Instead, he's either shooting at the Jackson or he was trying to ricochet a shell around the corner and kill the Tiger. And honestly, trying to ricochet a shell around the corner would be the best thing. So let's go with that's his reason for shooting us in the side. Because he's trying to ricochet a shell around the corner, right? Yeah, that'll totally work. Okay. JJ just goes and casually pushes aside the dead T-34 and pushes forward. Ooh, nice shot on the side of the Type 6 Heavy. He was engaged with the AT-15, but I mean, if somebody's just going to come along and give us a side, that's no contest. We take that shot every time, right, guys? Yeah, exactly. So, unfortunately, somebody else took out the Type 6, so we don't get to. And JJ's shot did not connect with the drive wheel of the AT-15, which is where I was assuming he was trying to aim. He only had like a second or two to fire, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the shot off in that amount of time. And so, unfortunately, he was not able to pen. But if you can track this thing, especially by taking it out, taking out its drive wheel, it gets so easy to kill these things. It's just funny and stupid. Right? Okay. So, with now he's just chasing down a T-35 Oh, I know the name of that tank, I swear. It's a T-34-85M. Haha, right? Oh, an E-25. Ooh. Oh, dead E-25. Never mind. Not nearly as cool. Nice shot. Good lead on that shot. Without the APCR, he did, in fact, have to lead that a lot more than you would normally lead a shot, assuming you're loading APCR, because of the fact the APCR flies so much faster than standard AP. And I think he's decided he's not going to be able to catch anybody else. And is he just going back to the cap? He is going to go back to the cap. So, because of the fact that he knew he was not going to be able to get anywhere in shots of damage, he was trying to get himself back into the cap so he could at least get cap points of experience. And that is a really, really smart move. Because of the fact that... I'm using the phrase because of the fact a lot, aren't I? Is it on the bingo cards? I feel like it should be at this point in time. So I'm going to go ahead and call myself out because of the fact, that I've been using it so much. Anyways. If he managed to get himself back to the cap, he would have at least got some experience and some points for capping. And anytime you can get yourself bonus experience points, whether that be by popping a reserve or just by keeping yourself alive and doing smart things throughout the game, you might as well do it. There's no reason, there's no downside to it. Not going to waste any of his time, and he's definitely not going to win that way. But it is nice, right? Extra bonus experience points, extra bonus experience. I'm just going to shut this recording down before I continue to talk like stupid. Okay, thanks. Let's go over and see his replay. I'm still doing it. It's not a replay we're going to see. It's a battle report. I'm just going to shut up now. Mastery badge, second class, shell proof, duelist, fire for effect, and steel wall. This was well earned. I do really like the fact that he didn't use any gold in this game. He didn't go up against the toughest of opponents, but he still went up against a few that most people would be spamming gold into. And A, because he doesn't have any gold, and B, just because of the the skill involved, it's just nice to see, right? Not top experience on the board, but when you're in a bottom tier tank doing top tier damage, it's hard for even the other heroes on the team to shine. But for JJ, this was a great game, and I love to see it. I don't know what if there's a reason he's not running premium time, but from the fact that he doesn't have any gold ammo in his tank, I'm gonna go ahead and assume he never buys himself premium time. And so since this game is going up on Friday, and we're going into a beautiful long weekend, which I assume there's going to be bonuses and good stuff galore, I'm going to go ahead and send him 3 days of premium time, because if he's going to grind over a weekend like this, he deserves to have some premium time, especially for a game played without gold, right? I mean, that is awesome. And so thank you very much, JJ. Enjoy the premium time, and that'll be coming your way about the same time. Yeah, I guess I'll send it to him about the same time this video goes live. And so that way I don't spoil it with by sending him a gold beforehand. Our days of premium time. I'm still... I'm just going to shut up now. So thank you very much. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you later. This ioEther out.